If you cooperate very well, I promise in 1.5 hour it's finished. Tim will open the official way in. We will call 2 fighters each time to those chairs to undress before the way in. After that, you will be escorted to the medical check. And between that group, there are 5 people who will have an interview. That's Isis, Merkel, Hesdi, Ismail, Chitichai, and Robin. And with Chitichai, I hope Tim will attend to translate. The other thing is, after the medical check, don't leave the hotel, because after the medical check, we will start immediately with the rules meeting, the same place where you're sitting now. So if you cooperate well again, in 2 hours max, we will finish today. Okay? Tim, take it away, please. Kevin, lekker vast naar voren.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, nice to see you. And it is always exciting for Glory Sports International, the world's premier kickboxing organization, to come back to what our Chief Executive Officer tomorrow night at Rise Center. As Rashid just mentioned, we'll go through the fight card as it is laid out. We have 15 fights on the card, including 5 undercard fights. So I want to start by getting our undercard fighters to the scales first before I bring up our CEO and our head of talent operations. My understanding is that Jonathan Mall is not going to be with us, so I want to bring up his opponent, Kevin Van Heekeren, as the first to step on the scales. This will be the first fight of the night in the undercard, and looking for 86 kilograms.
85.5.
85.5 for Kevin Van Heekeren. And again, his opponent, Jonathan Mall, not with us. He will be here in short order, I believe, and we'll get him on the scales. The second fight of the night, targeted weight 70 kilos. Angar Afghan and Tajani Bestati. We'll get Afghan onto the scales first. Always a great opportunity with Glory to have these young fighters who may have bright futures in the sport of kickboxing get their chance to perform inside the Glory ring.
96.5.
96.5 for Angar Afghan and his opponent, Tajani Bestati.
68.9.
68.9 for Bestati. And these bouts scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds, of course. Third fight of the undercard, 63 kilos. Tej Hofs and Tommy Diekman. Hofs will step onto the scales first. Actually, this bout scheduled at 64.5 kilos. 63.5 for Hofs and Tommy Diekman.
มีใครจะทักทายคุยกับพี่ชัยได้นะครับผม
64.2 for Diekman. Looking for another great crowd tomorrow
อยาก
night.
พูดคุยฝากให้กำลังใจพี่สัญชัยได้เลยครับ
Dutch fans, of course, love the sport of kickboxing and Glory, and our fighters love to perform in front of them here at Rise Center. $95 kilos, the target weight for our next bout. Nu Shaboon and Raymond Bont. Let's get Shaboon onto the scales first. Target in pounds, 209 pounds.
94.2.
94.2 for Shaboon. And Raymond Bont.
94.3.
94.3 for Bont. Undercard fight number 4. An interim world title bout, light heavyweight in the Super Fight Series, and of course, 5 rounds for the Glory Lightweight Championship of the World as our main event of the night. And then to wrap up the undercard matchup, 65 kilos, Paul Jansen and Hamza Es Ali. Jansen onto the scales first.
บรรยากาศการชั่งน้ำหนักค่อนข้างเป็นระบบ
65.2 for Paul Jansen. 64.1 Es Ali.
We do a lot of basketball, and then we have our partners.
All right, as we get ready for the Super Fight Series lineup, followed of course by GLORY31, let me first bring up our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. John Franklin, who is here from Denver, Colorado, always oversees our weigh-ins, and our Head of Talent Operations, Mr. Cor Hemmers, who looks like he's ready to fight. Also, please welcome our Glory Girls, Agata, Lily, and Madeline. We don't waste any time with the Super Fight Series. We get right to the action in the welterweights. Ivan Dannenberg and Maximo Suarez. Suarez made his debut in Copenhagen. His record, 38 wins with 4 losses, 21 of those wins by knockout, and really showed himself well. Goes by the nickname the Gladiator, if we can get Maximo to the scales. A former national amateur champion, WKA champion. Impressed the Glory Brass, wanted him to come back and fight again on this Amsterdam card.
76.4.
76.4 kilos for Suarez, fighting out of Spain. And from the Netherlands, Ivan Dannenberg will make his Glory debut here at home in front of a partisan crowd. We're sure of that. His record, 21 wins with 4 losses, 11 of those wins by knockout. Trained as a boxer and a kickboxer.
76.8.
76.8 for Dannenberg. Expect some fireworks right off the top of the Glory Super Fight Series tomorrow at Rise Center. The next bout in the lightweight division, Anatoly Moiseev and Josh Johnsey. This bout was supposed to happen in Paris, and a last-minute change moved Moiseev into the tournament. And so these two will match up here in Amsterdam. Moiseev from Novorossiysk, Russia, 17-1 with 4 knockouts. He's a WKO world champion and Russian Federation champion. 70 even for Moiseev. And his opponent fighting out of Canada and ranked number 5 in the Glory World Rankings, Josh Johnsey. This fight has not only fight of the night, but maybe fight of the year written all over it. Josh 24-6, 12 of those by knockout. 69.3 for Josh Johnsey. By the way, this is his 8th Glory appearance. He's 5-2 in the first 7. Was with us at Glory 28 Paris, coming off of a TKO win. Looking forward to that fight. Here's another great one. In Los Angeles, Glory debuted the Super Bantamweight Grand Prix Tournament. And the second quarterfinal of that tournament will take place here in Amsterdam with the debut of two fighters, Irina Mauythaigym and Isis Verbeek. Mauythaigym to the scales first out of Russia, a WTKA super featherweight world champion, 5 knockouts with 10 career wins, making her debut, of course. 55.2 for Mauythaigym. The winner of this will move on to the semifinals. And Isis Verbeek fighting again in front of the hometown fans in the Netherlands, 8-2. 5 of those wins by knockout. 55.1 for Verbeek. The winner will move on to the semifinals of the Super Bantamweight Grand Prix Tournament. And then the featherweights with the debut of a Muay Thai master that has the whole world talking, moving into Glory Rules Kickboxing. Eddie Naid Slimani taking on the legendary Saenchai. Naid Slimani out of Lyon, France, 60-1 on a career, 60-1 with 17 knockouts. The Golden Boy is a 10-time French national champion. 64.8 for Naid Slimani, coming off of a win over Michael Yerk in Paris. And then Saenchai, Muay Thai master with 360 career fights, 315 wins, known for his cartwheel kick. 64 even for Saenchai. Incredibly, he has won the Lumpini Championship in Thailand in 4 different divisions. At 5 feet 7 inches tall, Eddie Naid Slimani and Saenchai. And then the last of our Super Fight series is an interim Glory Light Heavyweight Championship, which means 5 rounds, 5 3-minute rounds. Zach Moikasa and Morad Bouzidi. Moikasa out of the Democratic Republic of Congo, 14-3 with 12 knockouts. Do the math, that's 92% knockout ratio.